Welcome back. We're going to work on a tag to go into, let me just grab one of these, notebook, glassine bags, thingies, pockets. We're going to make a really unique tag to go in that glassine bag. So let's get started. We've got page 44 here. What I want you to do is cut out 6x4 rectangle from that top corner. Okay. All right, we'll set that aside. And we're going to make this tag shaped, so I'm just going to use this little tag as a template for the corners. Okay, look at that, it's a tag already. But wait, there's more. Okay, next I'm going to take some parchment paper. So this came from the dollar store. I'm just going to take off a piece. Oh, what is this? 12 inches. It's 12 inches wide, so I don't know. I'm taping it down with masking tape. And then, oh, I'm thinking, oh gosh, that's not even square. That's okay. It doesn't, it really doesn't matter. You know, like a page of paper, I guess. You could tea dye this if you wanted to. I don't happen to have any tea dyed. You could use tracing paper or onion skin paper, but parchment is what I'm using. So we're just using the tape to hold this down so that I can color in this paper, make it a little grungier. You don't have to go right to the edge. No sense getting your board all dirty. All right. All right, that's good enough for me. Okay, I'm going to take the paper off. Turned it upside down because I'm going to fold it in half. The reason I'm folding it in half is because I want to do some cutting. Okay. E. So I want to cut strips that are about, oh, I don't know, 7/8 of an inch, and you don't have to cut right through. We'll just cut like that. And I'll move my I'm done this backwards. I'm going to start at the other end. As far as I can go because I got so much stuff on my table. Okay. And I'm just going to move my ruler. And I'm doing 7/8 cuts. You can do 1 inch if that's easier to measure. It really doesn't make that big of a difference. In fact, once you see what I'm doing, you may even prefer 1 inch. Certainly be faster if I could just do 1 inch. If I have to do it difficult, or you know, just doesn't count. I think you're gonna really like this. So I was watching, who was I watching this morning? Oh, Gail. And she's been doing some organizing. And that got me thinking. Like she was putting her ephemera away in little books that she's made. And that got me thinking, okay, this one's going to be too narrow. I'll just cut that so I don't get it mixed up with the others. Okay. So I'm going to put this at the bottom. Just so I can cut these. I just stabbed myself. Okay. So now I want these. Get this all messed up. I want these to be about 4 1/4, 4 1/2. Didn't go quite long enough. Some of these I did, but of course I won't need all of these. But if you're going to make a few tags like this, you might as well cut them all at once. Okay. Now, get your tag, and about you don't have to measure. I'm a measurer. So about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue here on this side and a little bit of glue here on that side, and making sure that I have ink side up. I'm going to lay that flat there. Now, so that was 3/4 of an inch. This one is 2.5 inches. Again, you don't have to measure. This one's about 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4. That's a little high for me. Let's go back. So let's leave like 3/4 of an inch between each one. And just a few dots of glue to hold this in place. And the purpose of the ruler, both to measure and keep the thing straight. And then this one's about 4 inches from the bottom. Done, 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 done. All right, flipping it over, we're going to pair up these little pieces of paper. And I just put a little bit of glue, very, very little, at the end of each paper. And then match up the bottom edge for each one. Okay. That one's got a little rip in it. I don't want that one. Okay. Now, I'm afraid this one does require sewing, but it's just a straight stitch, nothing fancy. And I'm going to just sew just next to the edge, the bottom edge of each strip. Right there. No need to back stitch or anything like tie knots or anything. There's two. And then the last one. That's three. Move that back. Okay, now I want to trim the edge off so that there's no glue showing. Everything's all squared up. So This was 4 inches. I'm going to cut it 1/8 of an inch from each side. So I'm doing it from the bottom to the top so that none of the parchment papers get torn. Same thing here, I'll have to flip it over. And now it's 3/4 of an inch wide, starting from the bottom and coming all the way up so that we don't have any of the parchment torn. Okay, now I'm going to stitch all the way around. I'll start at the bottom. Oh, before I do that, I want to round the bottom corners. With this crocodile, I'll use the 1/4 inch round. Okay. Now, when I have to do turns, I want to make sure that I'm in the needle down position. My stitch length is about 2.6. And I'll just go slow, turn the paper gently, 1 stitch at a time. Probably be helpful if you could see this. Okay, now when you come down this side, make sure your paper's down. It shouldn't be a problem. I haven't had a problem yet. Okay, pull these ends out of the way so they don't get dragged down. And then I'm just going to sew about 5 stitches over top of my earlier stitch line, and I can just cut that off. All right, next I'm going to use some ink. Use some ink to age the edges. Parchment should be good and flat and not lift up when you're inking, but it's still worth your while to take your time, make sure. Okay. Trying to remember if I've seen this somewhere before. This looks familiar and you know who the creator is. Can you leave me a comment below so I can give a shout out? I'm guessing it's something I saw on Pinterest or in a video or something. I don't know. All right. Now, I want to poke a hole in the top. out there. Now, what did I do with these? These are the paper fasteners that I inked up. There's one. There's two. I'm not going to put anything through that paper fastener. Okay. So the next and final step, I'll get some of my vintage stamps here and put some in. I need some. There's a Silver Jubilee halfpenny. That's an oldie. 1935. Daniel Webster. What else have I got in here? And on the other side, I'm going to put yellow and brown ones. This would be more effective if I had like floral stamps, but I don't have a lot of those. Okay, so that's that step done, and now I've got the little flip out booklet, and I just open it up and slide that in, and now we have a little surprise inside the glassine envelope. And if I wanted to take this out and add some stamps to a project, or if I had some little stickers or fussy cuts or die cuts or something that I wanted to use instead of stamps, that's perfectly fine. I have a plethora of stamps, however. Do I like this side better? I think I do, because it has the words showing. I think I like that. Okay, so thanks so much for watching part 4 of A Country Diary Springtime, using our pages from Edith Holden's book Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, and come back again for part 5, where we'll be making another project. Take care.